Morning. 11:11. Some call it the 11:11 gateway. I don't think that's quite right, because it's not 2011. But hey ho. Today in UK we remember our fallen and all the conflicts around the world, and all our loved ones that have gone. Really, it's an important day. The unsung heroes. Well, they haven't given me anything to do with that. They've given me a song I know very well from when I was a kid. It's David Essex. So the name David and the place of Essex may be important, and pretty sure he was a traveller carnival person, so that could be important. And it's called Hold Me Close. Hold me close, don't let me go. So let's see. Woke me up with it, thankfully, because I had to get up anyway. So today's card is the Justice card in this deck. It's the one card that is paired with another that swaps places in certain decks. I don't know why they messed about with it, but they did. Somebody got it wrong, because Leo is the 8th month, so that should be strength. And Libra is the 10th month, so that should be no, that didn't work either, does it? I don't know, they worked out. It just didn't, it doesn't sit right, and they keep messing them about. But then, like I say, a lot of the decks, for some reason, whether it's a Pisces that's made it or not, they have the King of Cups as a Pisces, and it never is. So who knows what goes on in the Reds. That's why you should always start with a normal Rider-Waite deck, at least you know where you are. And waffling, I've missed it. Sorry, it's a bit early this morning. I've had to have an early start, so. Not starting the video again, so you just have to put up with the bloopers. There it is. It just missed a sweet spot, so it's fairly important. So we start with a very good card. Day at the beach, rainbows, happiness, bliss, 10 months. Your cup is full. Can't get any fuller. If it gets any fuller, it will overflow and spill. there is lies, deceit and theft here. The Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly a child. Doesn't have to be anything serious, but there is lies, negative communications. And a gift from Spirit of a new beginning, a new doorway to a new business, new career, new job, new home, a proposal even, a new life, should you choose to accept it and nurture it. But there's violence here, a violent man, or a confused Libra energy. Libra Cuspa. So early Libra is Virgo, late Libra is Scorpio. Bad advice from a doctor, priest or lawyer. So this happiness, because it's a 10, may be coming to an end. Because when you get to a certain level, if you don't keep nurturing it, it will end. 10s are always endings. Somebody's not sitting on the fence anymore, which is a Libra trait, because they see all sides of an argument. They've been spreading themselves too thin and they know it. So now we're going to stop that. Enemies will be overcome. So possibly that enemy was yourself. And you were doing too much or trying to be too many things to too many people instead of thinking about what makes you happy. So as today's card, justice will be served, but it is neutral. The only thing we can pick up from that is it's in the upright, so that's positive. Now this and this one together are very important. Even though the minor arcanas, that is a new beginning, especially in business. And that means it will profit within 3 years. So anything new that you start will pay off. Anything old may be coming to an end unless you nurture it. And all those pentacles together mean there's got to be equal reciprocity. If you're not equal in this situation, then there's going to be a problem. And with that violence and lies and deceit in there, it probably means that that's what you're searching for. You want to be treated as an equal. You want justice to be served. Oh, and there's no mistake in that. So what did I say about the 8 and the 11? Switching places, it's in its own read, because this is Libra in this deck, and yet it's the number 8. So the injustice takes place with the 8 or 26. Unfairness. There isn't balance in this situation. And you know what I get like when I get this card. 5 of Swords with that gentleman there, and this one here. There is, the knives are out. There is a lot of cruelty. And I don't like it. So if you're in that situation, you're in that relationship, I told you before, get out. It's not going to change. And there I am, telling you, it's not going to change. Speaking the truth. You only need positive things and energy around you. So be it financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. If it doesn't make you happy, it's time to sever ties. Don't put anything into your body that's foreign, even medication that you've been used to. Maybe you've started to find an allergy to it. So it's don't put anything into your body as in diet medication, and let only positive words come out your mouth and written. Yeah. As the money improves, it seems the emotional life is affected. There is an empty cup here. You're drained. You've given too much to others. It's time to give back to yourself. If you was hoping to conceive, that won't happen. Not in the next month. And there is cruelty again. The worst cards we could get besides the death card, there's cruelty again. A cruel, possibly older female, or just something or someone coming between you and what you want. And you're banging your head against a brick wall. 3 weeks, minor surgery possibly. It's time to come home to who you truly are. Stop banging your head against a brick wall. Some of you are returning to the parental home because you feel isolated, you feel alone, you feel half erased, lonely in a room full of people. And it's been going on a long time. Ostracised. And you're going to see things very, very clearly by the next full moon. Not sure when that is. The last one was the 8th, wasn't it? It's probably around that time of next month. Unless there's something special happens with the moon. On this card, there's only 2 decks I've got, and it's only recent. The older decks don't have it. This lady is pregnant, so the hope of that pregnancy, even if you haven't conceived now, stop making it a big pressure on your head, because that may come between you and another. It's not meant to be setting your clock and regimental to conceive. A baby's supposed to be born out of love. So forget that and just enjoy the process. You're torn between 2 properties, 2 people, 2 situations perhaps, or you want it all. Well, it don't always work like that. Maybe you want a career but you want a child as well, and getting the balance right is going to be hard, because if you're stressed, you're not going to conceive, are you? So spreading yourself too thin is an issue. Inner turmoil inside of you, what to do, what you want. You've got to decide what you want, and you will see things very, very clearly. Your path won't be easy whatever you do, so you might as well do something that you love. 18, massively important in a positive way. But there is a codependent situation here. Somebody is trying too hard to please cruel people. By the look of it. So you may be seeing the tarot reader, the psychic, the medium, the travellers. I mentioned the travellers with David, didn't I? To us, it's October the 11th, because that's when the carnival comes to town. But 2 and 29, massively important positive energy. Yeah, there's a bond broken, and it may be legally within a court. There's an end to a family unit. A separation of some kind. Could be a business partner. There he is, the Cancer energy. Somebody who, if they're not a Cancer, is completely in charge of their emotions. They love unconditionally. But it could be a Cancer cusper or a Cancer of any gender. Early Cancer Gemini, late Cancer Leo, but it's a Cancer. Unconditional love, possibly from a man. Total opposite of this one. Somebody's walking away, leaving the misery of the past behind. So for some of you, that will be, I don't know, you would turn that man around, because he is very, very, very violent, harsh with his words, cruel. Some of you will somehow turn this around, but you have to walk away. You have to make him see. Dreams, living in a dream world, if you think that's going to happen, I think. But don't let go of your dreams, but don't make them so that they have to be your way, because they'll never be your way. That's not how it's meant to be. You can't specifically say, I want it with this person in this place at this time, so it's not going to happen. You have to release and let go of greed, the old way of doing things, the outcome of a situation, or control of others. You can only control yourself and how you react to a situation. You are not meant to control others. And there we are. So this is a very violent situation. Sorry, but it is. But it will be a blessing in disguise, because we now have the tower, the 16. The tower will crumble. Either somebody's walls will finally come down, or everything will be destroyed. But it is for your greater good. 16, blessing in disguise. Yeah, it's something out of the blue you didn't expect. Be alert, be aware, because the unexpected. And a message is coming. A positive message. They're bringing you that pentacle, that new beginning, that proposal. And if you choose to accept it, you will see very clearly that you are creating something new. The path won't be an easy one, but boy oh boy will it pay off within 3 years. So somebody is very impatient to get going. Patience will be needed. You need the balance. We started with that. It's the Justice card. Find the balance. But don't be too easygoing and don't sit on the fence. Blimey. Mercury retrograde, I don't think we're going into that again. I think we've had the last one for this year, but I might be wrong. So reinventing yourself. Mercury retrograde card is about reassessing everything, looking back, going back to reassess things in your mind, or actually, number 51 could be important. Mishaps. So mistakes are like knives, and you've got loads of knives here. They either serve us or cut us as we grasp them by the blade or the handle. So it's up to you. It's your choices that make this situation. The name James, Russell or Lowell could be important. Mercury retrograde is regarded as a time when things tend to go wrong. In actuality, it marks a 3.5 week period. We've got 3 weeks there, where any important actions should be postponed, except walking away. Don't postpone that. About 3 or 4 times a year, Mercury goes through a motion called retrograde, which means going back or retreating. But although Mercury, the planet of slippery wit, fluency and adaptability, this inner planet, so close to the sun, appears to be going backwards, it is not. So even if you feel that with this destruction of the tower that you're going backwards in life and losing so much, you're not. You're gaining. You're gaining your freedom. And perhaps your happiness. And none of those can be bought. The retrograde movement of the planet is just an illusion, because the Earth is orbiting the sun at a different speed than Mercury and the other planets. Still, from an astrological point of view, planets in retrograde cause potent effects on the Earth below. And we've got a lot of planets that have been going through retrograde lately. No planet goes retrograde as often as Mercury, because it is never more than 28 degrees from the sun. And because of this, it has given us the dubious phrase that when something goes wrong or awry, Mercury must be in retrograde. Mercury isn't a predictable planet going along its normal direct path anyway, but once it goes retrograde, it's akin to trying to drive a car backwards. All things ruled by Mercury suddenly begin to wobble and go off kilter. However, if you're a writer when Mercury retrograde, it's the perfect time to revise your writing. Mercury is the counterpart of Hermes, so expect gifts, parcels, etc. because of the delivery people. The Greek Olympian god and sly trickster, who is not only big on pranks but also false moves. He's the god of transition, roads and boundaries. And the very name Hermes has to do with speech and implies he's a translator. Mercury as Hermes conveys information. When that information comes to us wrongly, because of Mercury's unpredictable retrograde motion, nothing seems to go right. When this card comes in a reading, back up all of your equipment, your computers, your cell phones, your address book, and anything to do with technology or mechanics. Electrical appliances purchases at this time, electrical and water problems and fires, actual fires. Electrical appliances purchased at this time may need returning. Any sales items will often turn out to be a massive dud. Don't make the mistake of purchasing a vehicle at this time either. If you are to have your vehicle repaired, expect making another visit to the shop to have something revised or corrected. This period will last up to 3.5 weeks. So give the matter 1 week and then ask the same question. You will want to go carefully over any contract that you sign. Check any email or letter you send. If you're about to leave on a trip, leave early because you must expect unusual delays to occur. And make sure you have clothing for all types of weather because the temperature and conditions are likely to change fast. Mundane matters aside, retrograde planets are said to be more empathic, and that means that strangely we are more silently and internally keyed in to the energies, which is the High Priestess. This causes unusual and fated meetings and occurrences to happen. You may meet up with someone you haven't seen in years at a most unexpected place. You may have a conversation with someone with whom you have a superficial relationship with, and when suddenly you connect to that person, causing a much deeper rapport. If you're asking about strengthening of a relationship, this is not a good time to get married, but it's an excellent time to renew your vows. It is not a good time to initiate divorce or end relationships though, but Spirit is saying you have to walk away. Even if you don't end it, you've got to walk away. Considering how soon Mercury moves forward again, because if you do, then the relationship will soon move forward again too. If you're feeling hopeless or worried that a relationship is never going to work, the Mercury retrograde card is actually a good one to turn up in a reading. It means that there is more than what you know about this situation at the current time, and that the possibility of the relationship getting on its legs again and moving ahead is very likely. It's a fortuitous time to connect with a lover from the past. It is time to revise, reinvent and renew. There will be blunders, there will be cancellations, unexpected failures, getting off track, but you need to make a decision. No more denial, no more protecting others, no more not showing the facts. And there we have it again, 18. Massively important for some reason. So the 18th, I haven't got the almanac, so I don't know when the full moon is, but it's an important time. The Weaver. Fate. Spiders have been known as the weavers of fate in many cultures, and it used to be considered unlucky to kill one. They are master weavers, minding their own business and setting to work building elaborate structures where they see fit. I journeyed one day into a small hole in a tree where I came across the ancient weavers. I can't even begin to describe how ancient the spider was that I spoke to. It was a blessing to be in her presence. Instead of seeing a spider's web inside, I saw what happened to be a loom, and each thread on that loom was the thread of my life. I could see the past, the present, and the future. The past was on the left of the loom where the thread created a mat. The present and future were not yet determined, but had threads with symbols on them, because you have to make a decision first. The first symbol was a love heart, symbolising that love was coming into my future. The second was a dollar sign, indicating money would follow. The third was an aeroplane, indicating that I would travel. Whilst I stood there in awe, she cut some of those strings that didn't have these symbols, which were to be my future, but because of a decision I made or will make, will no longer be coming to be. So you need to walk away from something, and it's no longer meant to be in your future. Drawing the Weaver's card may indicate that a time of decision, the Two of Swords, is indicated. What you decide now or later can and will shape your future, so always be led by what feels right and follow your intuition implicitly. Fate is destined at times, but we always have the ability to change the outcome if we so choose. There are many destinations in life, so it's up to us to create our own fate by choosing the right path for us. Even if we choose the wrong path, we will always find ourselves where we're meant to be. So is it really wrong path? We may choose the wrong path too many times, but even this will allow us to eventually see the right path, and it will suddenly become clear what the right path is, even though it may be the hard one you tried to avoid. The spider also represents creation and manifestation, so the new, the gift of the new. What are you wanting to manifest in your life? Is it something that fits into your current life, or do you need to make massive changes, bring that tower down within yourself in order to draw it in? You see, the web also represents entrapment, where the creating of a web ready to snare you and hoping to attract. Sometimes that's a bad thing, where you've been trapped into a situation with a cruel person, or sometimes it's what you need to do in a positive way. The spiders intuitively and wisely create its web exactly at the right place to trap what it needs for survival. Instead of seeing this as something deadly, think of it as a good survival skill. It prepares its web, so preparation, and then waits for its prey. Where can you make some preparation to achieve what you want? Angel card, and we'll do the dice. Excuse me. Yeah. Something you've been in denial about, really. Look after yourself by acknowledging your desires, your needs. Stop putting everybody else first, and take steps to meet them. Examine and note your gifts and talents and achievements. When you accept all aspects of yourself, you feel centered and confident, and then you can genuinely acknowledge others. Become aware of the good qualities of the people in your life, so that they feel relaxed and happy in your presence. And your wisdom reminds you to recognize who you truly are. You're an evolved spirit in a human body. And when you acknowledge your spiritual dimension, you will align with your true self and your spirit will soar. Who are you, really? Coming home, like I said, to who you truly are, wherever that's gone. Where's my door? It's carrying. There it is. Come home to who you truly are. That may mean going backwards a little bit, and you feel like that you've failed, but it's not a failure. It's only a failure if you refuse to admit it, because you'll never move forward. Leo, 7th house, Libra, there we are. The lines, the marital home, colon, prostate, impotence, balance, patience. The marital home, brown, blue, relationships, matrimony, partnerships, unity, other people, projections, public enemies, and lawsuits. So there could actually be a court case. And remember that you're coming up against a very cruel man. He's not going to pull no punches, and it might be a lawyer. With Pluto in Leo, the me generation was born. The desires of the individual to be self-directed, unique part of society, separate from the collective, was paramount. The nuclear family was fragmented. So the happiness ends because of somebody's greed. They want everything for themselves. It's got to be their way or no way, and it's very strong Leo energy. So that's how. Do you remember I kept saying about the Violet Elizabeth card? But what was interesting about that was yesterday the name Langford came out, and the girl that played it was called Bonnie Langford. So Langford might be very important. So the only other thing I've got to say is I was having a conversation with one of our followers, and I've realised some of you may not want to put your full date of birth on the competition post for obvious reasons that I'm a bit dense. Sorry, I didn't think about it. So if you just want to put the number of the day, so like today is the 11th, that's what I need. The number of the day that you was born on. That's all you have to put. You don't have to put anything else. Not the month, not the year, just that number in your comment, and then we'll go from there. So thanks for listening. Bye.